I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Tour de France 2023. This is episode number 20. We finally have had a productive season. We've moved up in the rankings, but after our final race, 3 of them, we find ourselves in 20th, but we are still very vulnerable. For one thing, we come up just short of Cofidis and Arkea Samsic. 1 point behind Arkea Samsic. But we're also only 5 points ahead of Intermarché. Even Israel Premier Tech is only 43 points behind us. So where we've only managed to finish 23rd in any previous season, and we are sitting 20th right now, the season's actually not quite done. There are still points available for other teams, but nothing for us. So let's go ahead and proceed through these last couple of races, and hopefully those teams below us don't score, and we retain 20th. Now, what that's going to mean, what that opens opportunities for us, I don't know. How much higher are we going to have to get? I mean, we've had victory, we've had podiums, we've had results. How much more do we have to do to finally start opening up some more races on the calendar? Surprise!
Hi guys.
Not done racing.
Let's start the briefing of this World Championship. This year's route is very, very selective, and it should favor a climber.
Behind the face camp, Joe Dombrowski is a 73 overall, so not even the weakest rider selected for the US. This is a big step forward, but I'm not yet in a position, still just a 74.0, not yet in a position to expect to compete. Sepp Kuss could compete. Nielsen Palace could compete. I'm well below the ratings necessary as we head to Innsbruck for this national championship, or world championship, that is.
Held in Innsbruck, capital of the Austrian Tyrol, this year's route is highly selective, and it should lead to the crowning of a very good climber.
The team assignment was to be in the break, so I might as well go for it and see how long we can hold on. I am not going to have any expectations with this. This is our first ever invite here, but we've gone away as they've asked. Currently 5 riders all solo off the front. We have a minute 30 advantage over the peloton right now. I'm the furthest one out there, and starting to ease off and start recovering the energy and set it up for others to make up that ground and join me. And meanwhile, the peloton for now seems pretty content with the number of riders off the front. The 5 of us are not threatening them. There's a minute's gap between any, but here comes 2 more on the attack, including Van Aert. Actually, that could be really good for me. That could be a high position. You just ride the coattails of the best guy in the world at really almost any discipline. He could be winning the Tour de France. He could be winning anything if he really set his mind to it. But he likes to win stages, not stage races. He wants to win every day, not at the end of the week or the end of the 3 weeks. Those guys are reeled back in, though, so it pulls back the peloton a little bit. I'm the only one left that hasn't been caught. I'm just 17 seconds ahead now of a chasing group of 4, so the initial 5 have nearly been reeled in. There is no KOM or anything. This is just straight up who's the winner and who's not. You gotta be a top placing to get points. So for me, the only hope to get any points is if it ends up being a breakaway victory. I will not win. I'm not going to be strong enough to win, but if I can get a top 10 thanks to being a part of a breakaway that hangs on and claims victory, then we're looking at, ideal scenario. Ooh, that did not like latching on. There we go. Now it latches on. All right, properly in the break now. Van Aert has attacked again, by the way. He's the one that the peloton seems intent on not allowing to get up front, which I can understand why they would chase down Van Aert, but that makes it problematic for me, as Van Aert is plenty strong to join the group. But I'd love to have him in the group, even though I have 0 chance of beating him head to head. Like I said, he gives us a great chance of the breakaway hanging on for victory. But now peloton just a minute behind as Van Aert continues to chase. handful of kilometers later, and Van Aert was pulled back by the peloton, and that's now allowed the gap to grow. So we have a 2.5 minute advantage. This is going to be it. Group of 5. I've made it into the breakaway for the day. I would love to finish 5th place. I would absolutely love to get demolished by this group, but be far enough away to beat the peloton to the finish line. The race started with some rolling hills, but the proper undulation, the proper climbs will begin here in a moment. This last one before we hit the first of a revolving circuit that will be on for quite some time. We're riding decently well for now and staying fresh. So far so good. And the peloton, the gap is still growing. It's out to 5 minutes and 40 seconds now. The climb, 8K, 5.7%. Supposed to be in the city, isn't it?
The riders will soon go over the top and return towards Innsbruck.
Yeah, there you go. They're showing at least the occasional building here and there. I've done the climb in Zwift. Absolutely brutal for someone like me. Speaking of brutal for someone like me, quite exhausted now from this climb. This climb is doing me in quite poorly. But we are at 6.5 minutes ahead of the peloton. I'm going to need to do more just hanging on, less contributing to have much of a chance. Because if I get dropped sooner rather than later, I'd be out the back of the peloton within a couple of climbs. I've got to be able to still be part of the group. As much as I want to contribute and help us escape further and further and further, that's a good bit of recovery, though. We do have another feed zone coming up, so I might want to just use my gel. I'm glad I'm taking my turn while we're still on the flat. Just before the climb. Means it's going to be a while before I come through again. There's just some guys that don't want to contribute on the climb. I just went from 4th wheel to 2nd wheel and then taking over just a moment later. Just monitoring a little more closely this time. Peloton's coming back at us pretty quickly now, so they have started to put their foot down. Gap suddenly down to just 5 minutes. And I can see it in my teammates that some effort is being made. And as tired as I am, we're nearly to the top here. And I can use my gel as we go through Innsbruck on this next one to get back towards full strength. And yeah, not a lot of energy right now. Still recovering a little bit as we go through town, but only a little bit of recovery happening. So yes, I do think I'm going to go ahead and use that gel to make sure that I'm still part of this group at the top of this climb. And then we'll have a refresh on that gel fairly soon. Yeah, we're about to start climbing again. I'm only at half. And I hate doing this, but let's go ahead and give orders as well. I caved, folks. I caved. We're going to protect Sepp Kuss.
Okay, I'll protect him.
We stay together as a group. 3:45 ahead. So we lose just over a minute that time. Coming up on that feed zone here. We've done 4 of the 7 circuits. 4 of 7. I'm going to take my turn just at the base, which is not great. I have my gel now. Uh-oh. Oh boy. There you go. It's starting behind us. Riders are attacking the group. The group is shrinking in size, and our gap diminished by 2 minutes on that climb. By the way, I'm looking pretty weak, and that the race has really changed over that last climb. That 2 minutes that we lost, when we only have a minute left, minute and a half left, means they're probably going to catch us on this climb. Also, I'm more tired entering this climb than any time previously. Definitely thinking about that gel, but if we're gonna have any chance of placing in this race, I need to save it for the next climb. Now, all 4 of us have contributed, so this is about the group coming back to us. And there's the peloton. Oh, we blow up again. I was gonna say if I can hold the group, I'm good, because I could have saved the gel for the next climb, but nope, that was that. Blow up a 3rd time on the climb. I had made some progress, but looks like we're going to come together with some of the others here as a chase group. And now there's 5 of us here. But it's already just group number 7 on the road, so it's all split up ahead of us. So, nothing doing for this World Championship. I should have teammates, though. So, we got 5 guys left in the peloton. There's just 37.
Okay.
So I may not be there anymore, but that was to be expected, really. And yes, clearly I should have used the gel on the previous climb. I mean, we ended up blowing up 3 times. Now, this is where I need to, I think, take over and progress, right? So I'm 53rd overall. Let's go. I'm going to step in. Oof. Leaving behind Bernal. That's a surprise. Making my way up to another group here. But our highest placed is in that 5th group on the road. Wow, I'm ahead of the peloton. Sure I am. Sure. Yeah, riding without restrictions should do more for it. Sheffield's done. McNulty is done. Okay, that explains why they have been dropped. I do still have 3 riders in that group of 6. Jorgensen's doing work. Koos gets left behind. Palace. Jorgensen still riding. I just blew up for the top of the climb here twice.
Will deliver the final verdict if the man in front manages to hold
Make that 3 times. Roglic now leads. Pogačar in Group 2. Godou is 4th on the road, and Jorgensen and Palace are now in the top 10. Roglic half-minute advantage. Almost 4 minutes now to the 4, 5, 6 place guys of Jorgensen, Palace, and Godou. Moss is 2nd. It was Moss with Pogačar. Moss has pulled away from Pogačar now. They are 3K from the finish line. They've gone over the top of this climb. They're already on their way towards the finish line. I end up blowing up again because it decides that it wants to set maximum power instead of where I was set with the steady tempo as I come back out of the team comms. My team, not the US team. Moss, 3rd. Pogačar gets 2nd. So Pogačar comes back and beats Moss. Now the fight for what's next. Palace has gotten ahead. Godou. It's 6 seconds. Palace is riding clear for 4th place, but just seconds ahead. Godou, yeah, it's like 4 or 5 seconds behind is all. But there it is. Palace and Jorgensen. 5, 6. Oh no, Godou gets 4th. Well, that's fine. I don't know how he passes both of them there. I guess he's a better sprinter than either of them, but still, a 5, 6 for the US is well done. I'm 44th overall, which is really not bad because I'm definitely not the 44th best rider in the world. Ooh, oh, wow. Let's drop some frames right before we go through a tight corner. This game's dropped frames like only a handful of times, period. And then it drops frames at a pivotal moment. Luckily, I didn't crash. 4K to go, so can't go full gas. 1.5K. Mohoric has now crossed. 2 riders left on the road ahead of me, still yet to finish. No idea how close they are behind me. And it's Gira. Final kilometer. Oh, I've got a huge advantage. Almost 3 minutes behind me. Haig crosses the line. There he is, in sight. He wasn't that far ahead. Okay, hey. Not bad for my first ever World Championship. Spent all day in the breakaway and still managed to finish 44th when I'm definitely not the 44th best rider. To also get a rider in the top 5 and 6th for that matter is a really good result. It's a really good result from what the expectations would be. In terms of the points though, this is the danger zone. What has it done team-wise? Team Pro ranking? No team points assigned. Interesting. 0 stage points earnings. This is all individual. Good to know for the future that they don't add points to teams. Just the individual. 1 race left on the calendar. It's still a big one. There's a lot of points. It can really change the landscape. Finishing a World Championship has picked up 1 point of resistance for me, so there is progress. It's up to a 75 now. Evenepoel has won the race. None of the top 10 are teams that we were in danger of losing ground on. Fortunato in 13th. Iolo, I think that might be some points. I think they might have been behind us. Let's see. Final standings for myself is 40th in the world rankings. So you can see kind of right where I'm placing myself at the moment anyway. That 40 to 45th range. Team, we do drop 1 spot. 21st. Intermarché pick up 10 points. So we have moved up 2 spots this year. I am 5 points out of 19th. But we finished 21st. So does that improve our position? Does that open up more races? Does that open up better riders? Find out here in a second. And we are making progress. Congratulations. Your Team Pro Cycling ranking will allow you to take part in new races during next season. You can also sign up to 9 riders in order to rotate your squad. 100,000 for spending. We already had some leftover cash as we had all the best guys we could get. Still locked in on that 75 though. Restrictions are minimum 7 riders for the coming season, even though there are 9 total slots. Instead of downgrading the quality of the team, I think better quality riders overall is going to be helpful for us. Johannesson is available, even though he's above that 75 maximum. This is progress for the team in terms of quality. Johannesson, 76 mountains, 76 medium mountains, 77 hills. He's good. He's very good, and we've seen him out there a lot. We've raced against him a lot. So Johannesson's quite strong. It's going to take kind of everything we have. We're only going to have 30,000 left, which means I can't go out and sign more. We're very much going to be a top-heavy mountain team as a result for the coming year, but that's okay. We don't have to fit every profile. I can go out and work the races that don't have the right profile and get the combativity and pick up some points that way. So Johannesson joins the team, giving us now 7. He definitely cost us that extra, but we've got 30,000 left. Money that we could maybe try to upgrade Großschartner to something else. Großschartner's not a big help, especially now that I have 6 other climbers. So maybe, just maybe, we could do something here with replacing Großschartner. Let's see what happens if we pull Großschartner out of there. Pache, hills we don't need. I think this would be more of a sprint thing. And we could get Sagan with his 76 sprint. Interesting choice. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to bring in Sagan so we at least have some variation to what we have within the squad. We've got a climbing group and we've got 1 sprinter for the right kind of race. Spends all of the budget that we have right now, but this is a team that's certainly bigger and stronger than what we had, with 1 total new addition who's better than all the rest, plus Sagan, and actually both of them are higher ranked than anything we had. Großschartner was the weak man on on the team. So this is looking like a pretty good option for us. It's not a big change, but it is a change. The 2 spots higher in the rankings will get us a 4th race. And a 4th race can make a massive difference in terms of the points haul. Remember, we were less than 10 points out of 19th. One more race will easily pick us up that difference, those 10 points. But, of course, we have to replicate what we did, which was some good performances, and then add that in. But adding in 33% more races should have a net positive result for us, one would think. But we have the same 3 races, plus the Euro Tour. For me, the Euro Tour edition is great for 2 reasons. Let's say 3 reasons. 1, cobbled stage 3, cobbled stage 4, and the 3rd reason, time trial on stage 5. That's gonna be progress for me as an individual rider. I need those desperately to get some more attribute points. Extra good news, as much as we've struggled to move up, the 3 races we have give out less points. The addition of the Euro Tour, you can see in comparison, the other 3 races are all the same. 25 for general, 10 for the additional classifications, 15 for a stage. The Euro, 40 for the general, 15 for the additional classifications, and 30 for the stage. More points on offer means it's a big opportunity for us to get something going. And again, we actually have an extra rider now, so this season is a big opportunity for us to push further, climb higher up the rankings, unlock more races. I'm excited for this opportunity, for this chance. This was an interesting one because we claimed a stage victory on stage 2 here. Stage 1 I spent, I think, in the break like I would normally, and then stage 3 we of course struggled, but this could be a definite opportunity. No, I didn't struggle on stage 3, did I? We did quite well in this race last time. We'll see what happens this time around. This is where we picked up kind of the bulk of our points, so a lot to do to try to repeat, to replicate what we did previously. But before we head into that race, that's a 1 episode ordeal. So that's going to do it for this one. I'm really excited that we have made some progress, that we are starting to open up the world ahead of us, but there's still much to do. It's already 2028. It's hard to believe that it's taken this long to finally get things going. And what did it take? Me caving in and playing the game the way it's meant to be played versus the realistic way. The weakest guy on the team should not be giving orders to the rest. It's fine. I've sucked it up. I've moved on. And oh look, it's panning out, creating opportunities in the game. But it's just not realistic, and that part just drives me nuts. But that's okay. You got to do what you got to do to make progress, right? I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.